Hello, Namibia, and welcome to your daily lunchtime show where we always catch up on current events and headlines that are in the news. I am your host, Priska Anyolo, and you are watching NMH at 1, of course. All right, so as I've already announced yesterday, there is an amazing competition going on right here at NMH at 1. And to stand a chance to win today's holiday discount voucher worth 1,000 Namibian dollars, answer the question displaying on your screen. Congratulations to yesterday's winner, Atanasia Nashima. And yes, indeed, from space. So the answer was correct. It is a yes. We will draw today's winner today at 5 p.m. this afternoon. Moving on, the media reports a slow and mixed start to the supplementary registration of voters that started yesterday. Please remember to visit your closest registration point by the 15th of September. Your vote counts. Election day is on the 25th of November on Wednesday. And also, Tunohole Mungomba of our MyZone team visited a registration point in Windhoek East, while Republican journalist Ogeto Craig reports from the Windhoek City Center. Do enjoy these two videos coming right up.
Good morning, Namibia. My name is Elliot, team leader for Windhoek East, point 207. Basically, this is a voter registration process for regional and local authority. The turnout is quite slow. So far, we only have very few turnout. We encourage the public to come and register, come verify your card, and get a card and contribute to the democratic process. Thank you very much.
And now we move on to our COVID-19 news. Your COVID-19 monitor for today shows that 16,833 possible contacts of confirmed cases have been traced in Namibia. Windhoek has now surpassed the total number of cases in Erongo with more than 4,000 positive tests, or 50% of all cases in the country. During the 6 days from the 1st to the 6th of September, a total of 2,355 new contacts were traced. In Windhoek, 679 new contacts were identified and 487 in the Hardap region. The number of new contacts traced over the same period in other regions are as follows. Kavango, which is 334, Erongo, 203, Karas, 191, Oshikoto, 161, Oshana, 104, Omusati, 71, Kunene, 59, Oshodanjupa, 36, and Zambezi, 31. And on that note, please do stay safe. We're going for a quick ad break, but I'll be right back to introduce the following two videos for today, and then we'll jump right into the news articles for today. Do stay tuned.
So here we are at the registration point at Vernhill Park, taxi rank, where, as you can see behind me, registration is continuing. Everything is very orderly, and the whole process takes about half an hour. It's a good day to come to register today because there are not many people here and the queues aren't very long. I also came to register yesterday. It took me half an hour. So this is one of the points where the supplementary voters registration is taking place so that you can vote in the regional and local elections coming up later this year. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
And for our following video, the Namibian police countrywide stepped up their presence since the extension of the current nightly curfew to all parts of Namibia. Kavango East Governor Bonifacius Wakudumo on Friday described Rundu as a possible time bomb if residents do not start following regulations. Kenya Kambowe compiled this footage. Do take a look.
Again to welcome you, our spiritual parents, our senior government officials present here, and the public at large. I thank you for responding positively to the call of the Namibian police under the leadership of the Deputy Commissioner Kalwenya. We are all aware that we are under stage 3 with regard to COVID-19. Apart from stage 3, again, we are under curfew. Curfew is something very, very serious. If the president announced a curfew to say that from 8 o'clock in the evening up to 5 o'clock in the morning, no movement, it means no movement. In some other countries, when it is a curfew, you move in the night. They warn you and you start running. You will be shot on the spot. Nothing will happen. It's a state of emergency. So now we don't want really our government to go to that, our security officials to go to that extent. No, what we want is all of us, the police are there to enforce the law and the regulations governing the COVID-19. But we, from our various dominions, church leaders, senior government officials, FUMUS and the HOMPAS, everybody, as far as the awareness is concerned, it must be our concerted collective effort to spread the gospel with regard to COVID-19. When we were today, we were touring the town today. It was very much disappointed. We asked some people, what do they know about COVID? They don't know. What do they know about COVID regulations? They really don't know. It is not the responsibility of the police. The police are there to enforce the law. But us, starting from the governor, all the regional councillors, local authority councils, church leaders, and everybody, community at large, we should spearhead this responsibility, informing our nation what is COVID-19 all about. As we are speaking now, yesterday, the result in Rundu, Kavango is 9, is standing at 9. We are sitting on a time bomb in Rundu here. We are second to Windhoek in terms of population. Now, on a weekly basis, the test for Rundu is around about 600. And from the 600, the result what we are getting from Windhoek is very, very minimal. What does it tell? What it means is if we could get more results on a daily basis, more people could be positive. Do we understand? Now, we President wetu Mkabadaro dokurenkasi weni motu rwanita uwera uno okambuburu COVID-19 ndikoriti murongo nomuliu mbio twakpura ngoli nori kutiti pito asi vantu tutikitenu moveta ino veta kwa kutanta ina kutantasi video ambo ndatu atwenatu vanche nditu wakatika kare pamandi yetu opotwa karanga kapili ya kutantasi veta yo ambo ndatu utameke kuyenda hawe kwa kutantari ya kutantasi nange ure wakara.
And on Sunday, the Commerce Regional Commander Joseph Shikongo, during a patrol of the capital city, was taken to task by media over the still unsolved murder of 9-year-old Cheryl Abihe Uyaha more than 2 years ago, as well as other pending criminal investigations. Okhonetlache of the Namibian Sun captured the commissioner's message.
Yeah, the case of Abihe is a public case. It's got a lot of public interest, but I think the police, they are really still busy, and we are still calling members of the public, because police alone, without assistance of any evidence from somewhere else, we can't just break through. There's no magical that we can use just to trace a person, but we are working very hard. Even I should say, even in the pledge of an amount of 100,000, which was pledged for anybody with information, is still there. That means nobody's having evidence, information up to now that can lead to the murderer of Abihe. That's why the money is standing on in a bank account. So anybody, even today, if somebody come and say this is the evidence, credible evidence, definitely that money will be paid by who would be a source of that evidence. So we are as a state, as the law enforcement, we are interested, highly interested, to find out who was the murderer of these young Namibians. So that's where we are now.
Is that the same to say for the missing girls currently?
The one from Walfish Bay?
Away from Walfish Bay.
Well, that one, I don't want to make a comment on that one, because I don't have that much information. You know, I came for a patrol, but if you really want me to get more information, let us come and then we discuss. I'll get more information with that regard. But I think the Commission of CIG or people that are responsible for investigation might have more information, especially with regard of that recent case. But I will get more information, and I will try to arrange so that you can answer some of those questions.
And the issue for Emmanuel David?
You know, so the issue of Emmanuel David is very clear. What happened to Emmanuel David? Emmanuel David is a South African. To our view, he's a South African, because this is only the document he could produce to us. Emmanuel David speaks Namibian language. He speaks Shwambo fluently. It looks like Emmanuel David, the parents are from Namibia, but he's a South African. So because this is what we could see, South African, and the reason why he was arrested here, he was arrested because he violated the Immigration Act. He did not go through the border post. He went through the river, and then he found himself in Windhoek. And coming to Windhoek, where's law enforcement, we took that step to arrest him on information we had. We arrested him. And again, it was at a time when the corona was all over around here. So we subjected him to a test.
All right, that was the commissioner's message. I want to go for a quick ad break, but I'll be right back with our daily newspaper news. And now to take a look at today's daily newspapers. Delayed or no justice for rape victims and survivors. Is justice denied? Is today's issue of the Namibian Sun. States. The Afrikaans daily Republican leads with government's plea to teacher unions to buy into the reopening of schools. Allgemeine Zeitung covers the foiled plan by private schools to already resume with all classes this week. The Namibian leads with the city of Windhoek's decision to allow SWAPO Secretary General Sophia Shaningwa to use a plot given to her for a pre-primary school to rather construct a filling station. According to New Era, a housing project valued at almost 100 million Namibian dollars is in jeopardy at Walvis Bay because the South African contractor left the country. Market Watch looks at growth predictions for the Namibian economy in 2021, while today's issue of The Zone tells the story of an entrepreneur managing a chicken, duck, rabbit, and quail farm at Groot Au. I'll be right back with the inside pages of today's dailies, but please stay tuned for a quick ad break. And now for a glance at tidbits from the inside pages of today's newspapers. According to the Namibian Sun, the Electoral Commission rejected claims that the November elections will have to be postponed. Republican reports that Eurowings will, on the 19th of September, resume flights between Frankfurt in Germany and Windhoek, Namibia. While the Allgemeine Zeitung shares the good news story of the Project Hilfever, Namibia's shipping of its 48th container of assistance to Namibia. Thank you so much for caring for Namibia. We are sure that shipments 49 and 50 will be on its way in due course. The Namibian reports that COVID-19 has yet again resulted in another delay in the Hikmaya murder trial, which has, due to numerous delays, been struggling to get out of the blocks for more than 9.5 years. According to New Era, the Namibian Defence Force will relocate its COVID-19 field hospital from the Irongo region to Windhoek. And that is it for our news for today. Thank you so much for watching NMH at 1. I've been your lovely host, as always, Priska Anyolo, and I hope that you join us again tomorrow, same time and same place. Do stay tuned for a snapshot of the weather, and goodbye.